Get ready for one of the most incredible opal cutting experiences Justin has ever had.
Oh, look at this! This is crazy!
A roller coaster ride with ups and downs the entire way, with an outcome that will not be forgotten.
Welcome back to another episode of Black Opal Direct cutting sessions. Well, this piece today is the brother of the piece that cut the Harlequin. And I'm really excited to see what pattern is going to come out of this piece. Now, there's a few things about it that I'm quite concerned about, but then excited about at the same time. It has some nice color, and that shard where it was broken on the digger is broken the wrong way again. So just like the Harlequin stone, I have to be really careful which way I'm going to cut it. There's one really cool thing though. When you look at the front, you see a thick color bar, and then you come around to the back of the piece and there's a little glint of green showing up, which kind of tells me maybe the color bar does go further in than it looks. So we won't know until we get on the wheel, but I think we might be in for something pretty cool. So let's have a go. So you can see here where Saxon has drawn the oval. Not necessarily will it be an oval, but it's a pretty good estimation of where the stone could be because of this little green dot right at the back there that shows up. And this color bar, you can see through this sand gouge, which actually Saxon gouged out, you can see color inside there as well. So don't know what's going on with this end, but we need to grind all of that off and find out how deep this color bar goes in. And if it goes in a long way, then we are on a winner once again. So let's get the wheel going. I'm on the rough wheel at the moment, just to do some cleanup. So we won't be facing it on this wheel, but we will be, I've got to turn the water on. But we will be taking a lot of opal off on this wheel. Start by taking the easy stuff, which is the lighter thin shards on the edges, sand spots. That's about as far as I want to go there. And start taking the back side off. Now this is the biggest part, is this back side. If that color bar hits anytime really soon, that will get me very excited. Wow. Well, there you go. The little green spot has just doubled in size by touching the wheel. So doesn't mean it touches yet, but it could. It could. It is more exciting now to me.
As Justin grinds his opal on the wheel, he can't help but imagine what's inside of it. The mystery is what keeps him coming back, and the risk of investing hard-earned dollars for the chance at a decent profit. This is what he lives for.
Come on. Come on. I have a funny feeling that that is a different color bar on the back there. Okay, so two little spots now showing up on the back. Show you that. And now it's getting bigger. So this is quite promising all of a sudden.
Don't get too comfortable because things are about to heat up.
Oh, it's just shown up again here. You can see on the back it's starting to come through now. So because it curls around right now, it doesn't really make for a great colour bar to follow because you won't get a really amazing dome as yet. I would really love this, for all of this colour bar to join up. That would be just amazing. Oh, there we go. It is starting. Alright. I think what I'm going to do first is slice off that corner where the sand goes in. See if they can get an upside down stone in there. That'd be really nice. And then we can start working on the rest of it. So just going to go over to the slicer. So I've sliced the little edge off and there's definitely a little stone sitting in there. So I'll wait till I get to the final wheel to touch that one. But on this piece, there's a big sand gouge, and so I think it would be wise to get the pointer and start gouging out the sand out of here. And look at that, that goes really deep. That's deep, might find some gold in there. Wow, it's still going. So that goes really deep. Ooh, yuck. That's not a good sign.
The crevice in the stone means that the gem won't be as big as we previously hoped, and the deeper it goes, the smaller the stone will be.
Anyway, it's a shame. Have to grind a little bit more of that away. You can see that hole goes right in. I think I made a mistake. I should have sliced these off the edges straight away. I'm going to slice this and this off so that we've got a back because I want to face the opal that way. And there's a reason for that. Very good reason. Okay, so I've got to get those off the edges and that is not good. It may look like here that I'm cutting really nice colour off a stone that could be much larger, but there's a very special reason for why I'm doing it. Oh, and that was a good decision, and I'll explain that in a minute. Beautiful. Exactly what we want. So I have sliced off that nice colour, and it might not make much sense to you, but there's a very, very good reason for it. Alright, let's do a little bit more cleaning up. Just going to get rid of all of that excess there on the rough wheel, because that would take ages to grind down on the final wheel.
So I've cleaned up the piece enough to see that there's nice colour going most of the way around. So I think it's time to grind down one side and see what that colour looks like. I'm not sure why, but this is really making me nervous, way more than I usually do when cutting opal. Alright, so the piece, all the offcuts, I'm going to leave them for this video, and we're just going to work on this main piece, because this is my main concern. And by drying it out and grinding all the stuff away, it's left with little lines, and this looks to me like a natural crack, but it might only go in the top part of the potch, and this bottom part of the potch might not have it. So it's a bit of a worry. Let's get this wheel going. Bit of water. Let's see if we can't cut a beautiful gem out of this piece. Alright, I'm going in.
With tensions high, Justin's anxiety is at a maximum. And I'd say this has something to do with the last time he cut a piece from this parcel, because it produced a Harlequin black opal.
Oh, good. Looks alright. That little line there doesn't look like a crack. Just looks like a natural grey web line, which is a bonus. Oh, here comes the colour. Now the big thing is this going to be Harlequin pattern, or is it going to be something else? Because it's sat right next to that Harlequin pattern stone.
So it's Saxon behind the camera here, and when Dad held this piece up to me yesterday to say we were going to cut it, I asked him, will this cut another Harlequin stone? And he made a good point about how every stone is different and you just can't know. Do you want to explain more about that, Dad?
Yeah, well, the colour and the pattern in any kind of colour bar can change within millimetres of the colour bar. So you just, well, you saw the Harlequin piece, and the Harlequin piece doesn't have Harlequin all across 100% of the stone. So when it comes to this, even though it might have joined up to the Harlequin stone, this pattern could be vastly different, and that's just Mother Nature. Oh, there it starts. Hey, so close to winning. So close.
Justin's feeling very nervous about the white line in the piece, hoping it's not a crack, because if it is, it changes things, and not for the better.
Whoa, look at those lines. They're like grooves. You can see that this colour is extremely nice colour, and maybe even brighter than the Harlequin. But I'm not sure, because you can see this potch dipping down and joining up here. I'm not sure whether that cleans up right through. And that's the scary part about playing with opal, is it just keeps you wondering. Keeps you wondering. Whoa, look at that colour there. Wow. Ooh, boy. No way. Come on, lines, you can come out. I don't want to preempt this too much, but I'm seeing squares. There's a square there, square there, square there, square there. Those squares might disappear as I go further down because of those potch lines, but it's looking pretty good. Holy McDooly. Wow. Stop it. Stop it. Oh, look at this. This is crazy. What a beautiful color.
It's sad to say, but things are about to take a turn for the worst.
I'm a little bit gutted at the moment because I thought I had one beautiful, really big piece that looked phenomenal, and I actually wasn't even going to cut it to an oval. I was going to make this a beautiful butterfly wing or something like that, but you can see here there is a natural crack running right through the best colour, and I didn't see that until it dried out. And I am gutted, absolutely gutted. I can't believe it. This could have been the most incredible piece. The only thing I can do, because there's still little white spots as well, the only thing I can do is just take this down a little bit further on that and just see if that crack goes all the way through, because I have a hunch that maybe it doesn't. Well, that's my hope anyway, because it's no good being there. It can't be there. So the next thing would be to slice right through that crack and then make do with what we can all the way around. And I am really, really sad about that. So let's get on the wheel and see if I can start getting rid of that crack at all. All right. So just so that I can see this crack, I'm not going to put the water on it just yet. And I'm just going to just touch it on the wheel. See if it starts to disappear.
Do you notice that Justin is only touching the wheel in short intervals? This is because he doesn't want to heat up the gem too much in case of putting more cracks in the face. Therefore, he's taking it slow and precise. And yes, his fingers are touching the wheel. This does wear them out, especially when the wheel's dry. Cutting the stone dry means that the stone heats up to the point where it burns his hands. But it's crucial to be able to see if the crack is disappearing or not. If it is wet, the water fills the crack and it makes it hard to see.
that was a crazy turn of events. I can't believe it. The crack in the middle of that beautiful pattern came out. It's 99% out. I can see it in a couple of spots. So I'm going to get on the Dremel. Yep, this old girl's coming out. And we're going to take those little spots out, the little sand spot, and make this an extremely beautiful butterfly wing. That's history repeating itself from a parcel my dad and I bought many years ago.
Justin continues to work on the stone dry to make sure that that crack doesn't elude him. Although this plan is smart, it's not foolproof. Justin checks the gem with a high-powered loupe to make sure there's no cracks left. But truth be told, he misses one, and this comes back and haunts him later in the video.
I'm actually shaking.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to watch. I'm nervous.
Something wasn't quite right. I don't know why, and I don't know how, but I could feel it. That the gem was just too good to be true. My nervousness had taken over, and I couldn't even cut the stone properly. I was trying my best, but it just wasn't working for me. I even put the gem down for a while, just to leave it alone and come back a little bit later with another attitude. But it still felt the same while I was cutting it. It was too perfect. The wing has an eye in it, just like a butterfly wing. Everything about it was magnificent. Even the stone had harlequin pattern going through it. It really is going to be the most perfect butterfly wing I have ever cut. Sticking the stone on the dopstick is going to help me be able to control the stone whilst I polish those curved edges. Because while doing it by hand, I can control the stone quite well, but if it flies out of my hands, it could break. So I had to use the dopstick. The dream of cutting a butterfly wing as beautiful as the one my father and I cut 20 years ago. It's like history repeating itself with my son because he got to experience this as well. And that's exactly what it is, experience. And all the experience in the world won't even prepare you for what comes next. And if you haven't spotted it already, then you will now. So we finished our beautiful butterfly wing stone, but it's the next morning, hence my different coloured shirt on. And we looked at the opal, all dried out and nice, and we found 2 more cracks in the stone. And I'm actually gutted because it was a perfect butterfly wing as it is. And I just can't believe that I have to cut some more off. So this is where the cracks are in the stone, and I've made a marking on it to take off where I think will be a clean stone and it will still keep that gorgeous pattern on the side, but it won't look like a butterfly wing anymore, unfortunately. So we're going to have to, unfortunately, cut it. Unfortunately. As sentimental as I am, I really wished that we could cut a butterfly wing like my father and I did. But the honest truth is, things that happened in the past are things you can remember and cherish, but they don't have to repeat themselves. And the story that we can create between my son can be a new story, a story of our own, one that my son can carry on and tell other people and his children in the future of what it was like to cut a butterfly wing, but it didn't end up being a butterfly wing. The story changed to the way we wanted it, and now it's an angel wing.
Me and Dad just experienced something that will only happen a handful of times in our lifetime. And although we didn't get the butterfly wing that we were hoping for, I think the angel wing is a fitting name for the new shape. A pure black opal with exquisite harlequin pattern. And weighing in at 10.3 carats, it's hard to say that this isn't a spectacular outcome. And in the last few weeks, we've been blessed by not one but 2 harlequin pattern stones. A true marvel of nature, valued at $30,000. If you like this video, please drop a like. We'll see you next time.